What's up, dudes? Just gonna go quickly through some experiences I had on semen retention. This is about a 30-day streak I'm putting together. Came on the 30 came on some 21s, 7s, 14, 7. Now this one, and I certainly feel 100% that I needed those initial experiences to kind of like build the space for the energy, build the understanding for what I was going to be experiencing. Have just try it out, No, and then initially there was a succeed fail kind of thing going on in my head. Like rating how I was doing by the length of time that I had, but then I kind of realized that like you don't like the expectation that I'm just gonna like go full send into the stratosphere and like own semen retention practices on my very first try is kind of um, naive, and that the culture around semen retention on YouTube is extremely helpful. Just to kind of get other people's experiences and what's happened to them to give you some groundwork for what you can expect yourself. Although everybody's case is separate and different, everyone's unique and coming from their own starting place. Although what is not unique is what I believe is the benefits. And one of the strangest benefits that I've received and most profound is my GI tract. Um, I had, and I'm just going to be like completely graphic and tell you exactly what's going on with me. So I'm 50 years old, and for years, it feels like maybe most of my 40s, my body has been struggling to process the food. I didn't know this, but things like floating poop, difficulty pooping, um, what would be the word? Irregular, so on and so forth. So after a few weeks on retention, there's been like a seismic shift and the regularity and the quality of the BM. It's like it's in and so then I start kind of like thinking about it a little bit, and all of the energy is used when you're not depleted. The energy goes where it goes, and one of the things that I needed first was energy to help my digestive system catch up and process what it needed to process. And so for me, I believe that and it's interesting because all of that, the stomach, the sexual organs, they're all kind of down there. They're in the lower quadrant, or middle quadrant, I guess I should say. And yeah, so it's like, you know, can I just point to my balls and say, yo, my full balls, because of full balls, my digestive tract is working better. I know, yeah, the whole system is working better. Everything is working better. My threshold, my physical resilience to getting a cold, to getting sick, feels as though it's elevated. My personal stamina feels as though it's elevated. Not to say that things don't come along in the day that can be super annoying and can test you and can trigger you. And I'm more talking about things, not, I'm a chef at work, and I was particularly busy on Saturday without much support. And I towards the end of the service, I started kind of like getting triggered a little bit, and you know, I just chalk that up to the limitations being tested, and it's not like I don't expect that I'm going to retain and not have my limitations tested, but I do believe that consciously I will be able to extend my limitations by recognizing them and practicing the same kind of discipline that retention takes in my everyday life. Um, Other benefits, including my ability and discipline as being a chef have increased. I'm not going to say incredibly, but noticeably. Um, a little bit more patience, a little bit more centeredness, a little bit more, um, like, for example, unretained, there was a dialogue going on in my head about the tasks that I need to make, that need to get done, my mise en place, my setup, whatever I need to do to get set up for the day. And, I'm talking about, like, I'm a breakfast chef specifically, and so I'm up super early. And one of the things I got to do is we make these really beautiful, simple hash brown potatoes with clarified butter and the shredded potato. And the process of preparing the potato is grating them and then soaking them in cold water and then squeezing out the water and then seasoning them and then allowing the salt to extract a little bit of the moisture and then putting them onto the griddle and crisping them on each side to create this really like golden brown, beautiful, crispy, crunchy, simple, elegant, beautiful hash brown. I don't know if it's elegant, but it's gorgeous. And I would, before the process would begin, unretained, my mind would be like, fuck, I don't want to do this. And I'd have this just whole conversation and this whole dialogue about the process of doing it and not how I was going to do it, but how I didn't want to do it. I was, with every step, I was met with a brain that was in conflict to what I needed to do. Okay, fast forward a month, same processes, same, and of course I would get the thing done. I would do the thing. I would do the job adequately because I'm a professional and I've been doing it for so freaking long. But it was always met with internal resistance. Today, 30 days in, whatever the count is exactly, the mental resistance, the mental dialogue is no longer there. I'm just doing what it needs to do. Chop the onion, grate the potato, get the stuff, set up the station, cook the service, clean the station, without my mind involved in its opinionated opinions about that I need to do it or have to do it or not. Interesting development. I can't say that it's interesting. Can I point to my balls and say it's balls full? I behave like this. Balls empty. I behave like that. Is it 100% like scientific fact? No, but I don't give a shit about. I don't trust the science anyway. I trust my own experiences, and the experience is that I am alleviated of my mental dialogue in some way. It's more positive, or or more, not that it's more positive, less negative, um, less concerned, less attached. So okay, that's another thing. So the biological system is working better. The I have intuitively I've had turf toe for years. My big toe is killing me, and I'm a hooper. I love playing basketball. I've intuitively began to stretch and move and lengthen my feet in a way that is healing the turf toe. This is Ramsey. Come here. Come here. I want to show you something. This is my little boy. If he comes over, I want to introduce you to him. And another thing, my this little guy, to be retained and to be next to him, it is different than to be a gooning, empty, fledgling monster. Not fledgling, but just he knows. He knows what his pa's like, and he doesn't know it in his brain, but he knows it in his heart and his body. He knows that. Um, he knows that I'm his pa in a more substantial way. I have my self esteem is better. My personal values are better. So he experiences that. I'm not like going in and wanking one and coming out of the bathroom. I'm showing him. I want to show him that there is a different way to live, and there's a different way to be a man and alive and a family and a husband and all these things. And God, I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to try this out. And I do. There is a small part of me that's like, like, why? What took so long? And I prayed and prayed and prayed to be able to. Oh, you good? I prayed and prayed and prayed to be able um, to conquer this and to have it removed from me by God. I wanted God to, every time I relapsed, I'd be like, God, can you please take this from me? There is no possible way that God was ever going to be able to take from me something that I was unwilling to ask for help for or look away from for 1 minute. And compared to and I don't think it's taken from me. I don't have any illusions of success here. What I believe intimately and fully is that I will stay on this path. The contrast to the depleted self to the retained self is night and day. There's no way I can go back to that gooning state. Not to say that I won't like relapse or release someday. My wife wants to have a baby, another one, and I'm 50. She's 43. I'm kind of like, man, I'm not like psyched about it. Like, yeah, let's do it today. But at the same time, I said to her, I said, you know what? If you want to do that, we will practice in a way. I'll give you a mega dose, like an absolute retained conscious mega download of my best and most powerful sperm sides, not spermicides, but sperm, definitely not spermicide. Um, and we'll see what happens. I don't want to like go back to like, well, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm trying to heal my sexual relationships with myself, with my past, with my traumas, whatever. I'm trying to grow an understanding of my creator, how he wants me to be, how he wants me to perform in this life, and essentially, semen retention is for me. Um, in the shoe fits. I love the life. Hopefully there are some things in here that you guys can relate to and take from it. And I love the community. I love this way of being, and you know, peace and love, yo.